Good afternoon. Hereby, we would like to welcome you to the IMBRSea second webinar. This morning we had one in which we had quite a few future students that witnessed us and that had a number of questions. So this afternoon we would like to have, there's a little bit of background noise, but this afternoon we would like to repeat the presentation of this morning. And after a short presentation you will have the opportunities to ask a number of questions. So next to me is Ms. Marlene Roelof. She is in charge of coordinating the practicalities of the IMBRSea program, and I am Tim Debree. I am the actual coordinator of the program. We will go through a brief presentation where we will explain some elements related to the background. We will go to the selection and enrollment procedures we have gone through. I will explain a few things on the mobility in the IMBRSea program. Then we will go over a number of IMBRSea joint events and activities. And we will look also at some of the practicalities for the coming months. And finally, we will close with some questions and answers. Note that you can ask questions. There is the URL that you see on top of the slide. If you go to that URL, there you will be able to post questions. We will tackle them at the end of this presentation. First, a bit of on the IMBRSea background. So first of all, IMBRSea is a new program that will start in September 2017. And the program stems from the former EMBC and EMBC Plus program that was initiated in 2008. Since the start of the program, we have about 450 students that have graduated from the program. Based on the experiences in EMBC, we decided to set up a new IMBRSea program with a number of additional partners, but also with some small changes in the focus of the program, with more pronounced mobility tracks and more pronounced specializations. This map shows you the different partners that are active in the program. First of all, we have at dot number 1 is Ghent University. This is the coordinating university. Number 2 is UPMC with headquarters in Paris, but with the teaching mostly going on in one of the marine stations. We have a marine station in Roscoff. Then there is a marine station in Villefranche-sur-Mer. And finally there is a marine station in Banyuls-sur-Mer. The next partner number 3, is the University of the Algarve in the south of Portugal. University number 4 is the University of the Basque Country. Then number 5 is the Galway Mayo Institute of Technology in Ireland, in Galway. Number 6 is University of Oviedo. Number 7 is the University della Marche in Ancona. Number 8 is University of Bergen in Norway. And then we have recently also added University number 9, which is the University of Western Brittany in Brest. They will be in charge also the first semester. Maybe interesting to mention is that Ghent University, UPMC, the Algarve, Oviedo and GMIT are also universities that were already collaborating in the former EMBC program. The dots in red you see on this map are the marine research institutes that are a member of the IMBRSea research network that will figure for the moment as the associate partners in the program. Associate partners are having a role for providing internship possibilities, for teaching also, or for thesis research opportunities. As I mentioned in the previous slide, IMBRSea is strongly related to the EMBRSea program. EMBRSea stands for the European Marine Biological Resource Center, and it's a network of marine institutes that spread over Europe that do collaborate and actually unite their infrastructures in the thematic area of marine biological resources. And the advantage of connecting the master program to this infrastructure is the fact that we have access, or students will have access to the most up-to-date research infrastructures in Europe related to the studies they are doing. If we have a look at the overall scheme of that represents the program, then we see that there's 2 years. It's a 2 years master program, in total 120 credits. So the first year starts with a fundamentals module. So all the orange elements in this scheme are common. So meaning that the framework, the evaluation criteria are exactly the same for all students, independently from which specialization track you take. Specialization tracks are then actually a special focus within the program that also will define later on your mobilities that you can take. Now, if you look at we start first with a fundamentals module of 30 ECTS. This module, on which I will explain briefly later on, has a number of courses that is common for all the universities that are offering this module. Independently from where you take this fundamentals module, the outcomes, the final outcomes of the courses are exactly the same. In the second semester, you start actually your specialization, and at the start of the program you choose one of the specializations. And in case you take, for example, production, then it means that in the second semester you can go or to Galway Mayo Institute of Technology, or you can go to University of the Basque Country for a module named Animal Health. After your first thematic specialization module, you will be doing a professional practice, which is a 6 weeks practice in one of the future employers, where you gain some experience on the work floor. And then the first year is closed with the so-called annual symposium. More on that also later. Second year starts with the joint summer school. So at the end of the summer, between year 1 and year 2, we will bring together all the students in one physical location, and there we will organize our so-called joint school. After this joint school, you continue within your specialization track. So take again, imagine that you started in the specialization track production. Then it means in the second year you can go to the University of the Algarve or the University of Bergen for one of the thematic modules offered there. We finalized the third semester with a 6 credits course on thesis preparation. This will be an online course with a number of assignments really closely related to the research thesis you will be doing. And then in the last semester we conclude with a research thesis, a personal one, that is presented during the annual symposium. If you go to the website and you consult the study program, then you will find there that the orange blocks again, which are the common elements, which are compulsory for every student, and also the specialization tracks from which you have one to choose. Those specialization tracks are quite unique and are quite well defined, because when we set up the program we did an inventory of job opportunities available in Europe, and we tried to regroup these job opportunities and made specialization tracks that meet the requirements of different sets of jobs that require specific profiles. If you go into much more detail also on the website for each specialization track, you will find exactly the learning outcomes for every specialization track. You will find the courses and the mobility within each specialization track, and finally you will also have an idea with the specialization in which sectors you can potentially find a job. We recommend you to have a look at the link overview of courses, because there you will be able to see which courses are offered within each specialization module at each partner. So if you click, for example, on more info, you will see, for example, which courses are on offer at, for example, our partner GMIT. Okay, this was a bit on the background of the program, so now we would like to briefly comment a bit on the selection and enrollment process that is currently going on. So there was a first deadline to apply for the program, which was the 30th of March. And by that date we received a bit less than 300 students that applied to our program. All these people were reviewed by the selection board, and the selection board is a committee which consists of 4 members of 4 of the partner universities. And based on their selections, we in totally accepted 217 students, of which so far 137 indicated that they wish to continue enrolling in the program. We do understand that of this 137, not all of them will actually start, so we will have probably some fewer, but as it looks now, we may expect around 100 students that may start in the program. We have also selected the 20 best ranked students were awarded an Erasmus Mundus scholarship. This week you have received a letter of acceptance by the consortium, and in the coming weeks you will also receive further letters of invitation by each partner university where you will start your studies. Now, I would like to briefly comment on the IMBRSea student page. If you go to the website, you will find a link there as well, but the link is here displayed as well. So the IMBRSea student pages will be the main tool for communication with you about overall administrative program matters. The tool won't be used for communication on course-related matters. For courses, every university has an online learning platform, and that's used for that purpose. Important is that you keep your administrative data up to date on the student page. So there we talk about contact details, phone numbers, all these kind of things. And it also will be used as a repository for documents. Later on you will find also the contact details of the other students that are enrolled to the program. A bit more on the enrollment process. So the deadline for legalized documents. So by the 15th of May we should receive for all non-EU students the legalized documents by post, so the originals properly legalized as described on our website. For all EU students, we would like to have all the documents here at the coordination office by the 1st of June 2017. In case you do not manage, due to, for example, the fact that you're still studying in your bachelor program or due to administrative delays, you should inform us by these deadlines on the reasons why, and with a proper statement or with a proper proof of the delay you are facing. Because we have a high number of students, we have decided to split the invoice for the participation fee in two parts. So this week you will receive a first invoice of €1,000. I'm now speaking for all the students that will start on a self-funding basis, not for the scholarship students. This invoice of €1,000 will be available by the 1st of May, and the aim is that upon payment of this invoice you will secure a place at your first choice mobilities for the first year. And you should upload also a proof of the payment on the IMBRSea student page. We will provide guidelines, and there will be a clear email that explains how to pay the invoice and how to upload the information to your student page. Later on, around the 15th of June, you will receive the second part of the invoice, which will consist of the remaining part of the first year tuition fee. The deadline for payment of that invoice will be the 1st of August 2017. In the coming weeks, you will also start receiving information from the partner universities, so where you will spend your first semester. After payment of the invoice, we will also generate for you a generic email account, an IMBRSea email account, which will be in most cases firstname.lastname@imbrsea.eu. And during the whole duration of your studies, this will be the main communication email address you will be able to use. It is possible to forward that email address to your personal email, but even after, probably the first years after, for example, that you have been active in the program, we will still keep this email address active, so we are able in a later stage also to communicate with you. There's a number of mobilities in the IMBRSea program which need to be decided. So first of all, there's the first semester. The first semester can be followed at 4 universities. It's Ghent, it's the Algarve, Oviedo, and University of Bretagne. Important there is that the selection of that university was done at application stage. You motivated as well why you want to start at a certain university. We will accept changes until the 1st of May of this year. So if you still want to change, for example, you're starting university, we recommend you to let us know by the student form by the 1st of May. Then a second semester thematic module is also something that needs to be decided quite early, because we have to make sure that you're properly enrolled at each of the partner universities by the start of each academic year. So by the 1st of May, we ask you to indicate where you wish to start. Most of you did already indicate where they want to do the first thematic module, but you will still have the possibility to make slight changes to your selection until the 1st of September of this year, so by the start of the academic year. Then in the first year you can do your professional practice at one of our associate partners. The decision on the professional practice will have to be made by the 1st of November of, in your case, 2017. For the mobilities of the second year, we plan that you have to select your thematic module, so your third semester mobility by March, and your thesis by June of the coming academic year. I would like to briefly go over some of the joint events and activities now. So first of all, there's the fundamentals module. It's a 30 ECTS module, so in the first semester all students in the program will follow exactly the same courses at one of our partner universities. We have a course on marine policy and governance, one on marine genomics, one on quantitative methods, one on oceanography, one on marine ecology, and finally one on the marine GIS and spatial planning. These courses were selected because they are actually the basis, the minimum requirements you need to start one of the specialization tracks. Finally, at each university you will also be able to select one transferable skills course. And these, of course, are depending on the university you select as starting university. At Ghent University, you can take language courses or a course on digital photography, for example. At University of the Algarve, there is then also a language course, but as well a scientific diving course that is made available. On the website, you can find the details on these courses, and you can actually check what is needed also as main background. In case you will still need some reading before the start of the program, this can be done and that can be communicated as well. Next joint element is the professional practice. The professional practice is a 12 ECTS module, so it's an important aspect of the first year, and it's aimed at a period of less than 2 months, where you're expected to be working for 240 hours in a specific subject. The aim is that you become familiar with the different workplace functions, and that you will experience what it is to be a marine professional. We will make available a list of topics by the 1st of October 2017, and there is a portfolio and an evaluation framework that will be set up with which we can actually evaluate in a proper way every student in a similar way. Next element is the first annual symposium. You will have 2 annual symposia that you can attend. It's organized during the last week of June. And it's a 1-week event. This event starts with 2 days of thematic workshops offered by employers or companies, or these workshops will be quite diverse and changing upon a yearly basis, and will offer you a number of topics that are not covered in one of the courses that you have been following. After the 2 days of workshops, there's 2 days of a scientific symposium with presentations of the professional practice experiences and with presentations of your thesis work. And it's an important networking event because that is the only opportunity where first and second year students are actually meeting physically. There's also a number of meetings going on that week. There is a student board meeting, a program board meeting. There is meetings with the different universities where you will be studying. And important is that, let's say, the participation in this annual symposium is at no extra cost. So accommodation, food, and the actual participation in the event itself is all covered by the participation fees you have been paying. Next element, the start of the second academic year, is the joint summer school. This will be organized in the summer 2018, and most probably it will be organized at the Sven Leuven Center for Marine Sciences in Tjärnö in Sweden. This is a marine station that has the possibility to host groups of around 60-70 students easily, and it has, during that school, we do research, bottom-up research, so it's not task-driven. There's lectures going on, there's field excursions, there's science communication training. You can have a look, for example, at the last blog that was presented of the last spring school that we organized, to read a number of the views and experiences from the students that were participating in that event. Before the thesis, at the end of the semester 3, we will organize also a joint course for all the students in the program that you will take at the university partner where you will be staying at that time. It will be an online course with physical tutoring. So all the students will follow the same course, and at each university there will be 1 or 2 teachers responsible for helping you with specific issues related to the course. This course will contain elements on project management, data and information management, scientific communication, and a number of hands-on exercises that are related to your actual thesis. So all assignments will be in close relation to your actual research thesis, and will as such prepare you, for example, for communicating well and for properly managing your data during your thesis research. Then we close the academic year with a thesis research, a personal thesis research of 30 ECTS. It's a personal research experience, and it will be done at one of the IMBRSea partners, mains, so the 9 universities that were listed at the start, or any of the associate partners. For the moment we have already quite a list of associate partners, but this list will grow in the next coming months and year. The report of the thesis will be submitted in the format of a manuscript of a publication. That's something, an experience also from the former program, and we see that about 30% of all the theses get in the end published in scientific journals, and so we would like to continue with this nice experience, because it opens also again pathways for students that wish to continue in research activities. The presentations of the thesis are done during the annual symposium, so it's an open symposium where there's active participation from students in the program, but also from people from abroad. And this event is also streamed online. Also for, let's say, things like the thesis, there's a clear guidelines, and there's also a clear evaluation framework that has been set up in previous years, and that will be used in the coming years as well. So a quick overview of some practicalities in the coming months that you will be facing. First of all, you have to submit all the paper documents that was already briefly mentioned earlier in this presentation. So be aware on the fact that without these documents it will be impossible to get properly enrolled at each university. For students that are not from the EU, you should also start preparations for your visa. So at the website, under the block Practicalities, you will find a page which explains all about visa issues. And this week we have updated all these pages with lots of specific data for each specific partner university. So at that page, at the bottom of the page, you will be able to have a look at questions for each, at the specific information per partner. Same for preparations for housing and accommodation. Each local responsible will be in touch with you in the coming weeks and months, and will also be able to help you on how to find housing and accommodation. But at the website you will now also find per partner specific details on how to find housing and what is the overall cost, for example, of living in each different university. Insurance is also something I would like to briefly comment on. So all students that received an Erasmus Mundus scholarship will, in that scholarship, also receive an insurance, health insurance and liability insurance. Students that are interested, other students that are interested in this insurance can also subscribe to it. It's a scheme that is available and validated in the whole of Europe, and we will provide some more information on that insurance later on as well via email, and sending you the exact details of the coverage of this insurance scheme. And then important is also that you keep an eye on the deadlines and the key dates. We are collecting right now all the key dates for every university. In theory, at the start of September, we will start the academic year, so keep in mind that this is the starting moment, although for some universities it's a bit later. So Ghent University, for example, only starts after the 20th of September, so but more on that will also follow in the coming weeks, so you have an exact view on where you have to be by when. Final note that I would like to make is please communicate to us as much as possible on elements that are related to the start of your studies. For example, if you do not manage to get papers in time due to specific reasons, or you have specific problems on finding housing or finding specific information, please contact us, but always mention in your email your application number, because that allows us to keep track on answers that we provided to you, and that we can guide you to the right sources of information. The email address you should use is the info@IMBRSea email address for all this kind of matters. Okay, now this is a brief overview of some of the practicalities. As you've seen at the top of this presentation, you can also ask questions. And we have a few questions that came in here. So the idea is that you write your questions and that we will answer them here during this live webinar one by one. Can you please provide a link to the page that lists all the required documents that need to be mailed to the university? So if you go to the IMBRSea website, and you go to for applicants, you have the page how to apply. At the bottom of the page, you will find actually, it's important that you certain the authenticity of the program. So this is the kind of documents you will have to provide. If you click on this link, you will be brought to a Ghent University page that explains you in full detail what is meant by legalization of the documents that you need to provide. That brings us to the next question. Since there are quite some students that finally decided not to participate, is it still possible that some scholarships become available? Some students did decide not to participate, but I have to disappoint you in a way that these are not the students that were awarded the scholarship. So it's only one student that was awarded a scholarship that decided not to take it, because the student was also granted another opportunity somewhere else. So we have contacted already the top person on our reserve list for award of this scholarship. So to be honest, chances are very little that from Erasmus Mundus new scholarships will become available. What the exact name of title of the degree that will be obtained? Okay, the title is you will be an International Master of Science in Marine Biodiversity. You will be an International Master of Science in Marine Biological Resources and We will also mention on the diploma, for example, if this diploma is called in Spain in another way, this will be mentioned on the diploma, and also the specialization track you have followed will be mentioned on the diploma. Important on the diplomas is that every university will sign this diploma. So your diploma will be, because we have 7 participating countries in our consortium, so in 7 countries you will have a full recognition of the diploma you have obtained. There will be also a diploma supplement. This is an extensive document that describes for all of the courses you have taken the final outcomes, and that kind of document will provide to future employers, for example, will give you clear information on what kind of skills and competences and knowledge you have acquired during the study program. I haven't received my acceptance letter, and you mentioned that you already sent it. Can you send mine? Your acceptance letter is uploaded to your student page. So if you log in the student page where you indicated where you want to study and whether you want to start with the program, you will find now a section there, documents for download. That will be kind of a document repository. So all the documents we send to you via email or that you find somewhere else, personalized documents, will also be archived in that section. So if you lose an email or you don't find a certain document anymore, you will still always be able to download the document from there. Would you be aware of further scholarship grant schemes we could apply besides the ones that have been given? On that element, I just can comment briefly. Let's say from the program itself, there is no additional grants that we have available. But once you start the program at each of the universities, you will be able to request an Erasmus Mobility Grant for studying at least one semester abroad. So in the first year you will have to apply for such a mobility grant for your second semester, or for your second year mobility. And these are relatively small grants of around 300 euro per month. It's also depending on at which university you are studying, but these help at least a bit in covering some of the costs. In the previous years we had good experiences with these kind of extra mobility grants, because they, in most cases, they were awarded to the students that applied for them. So we are now setting up and ensuring that all the bilateral agreements that support such kind of Erasmus mobilities are properly installed and covered. Yeah. Is it possible to transfer credits from other previous master level courses? The answer is, I fear, no. This program has been designed as a 120 ECTS program, and although some of you may have already quite some experience from previous studies, it is the aim that you still kind of follow the courses. And a lot of universities, there will be possibilities, for example, to go in much further detail on specific elements. So, but you will have to take also the exams or the evaluations on each of the courses, even if you had already, for example, previously a course on statistics, for example, still you will have to do the course here. You will, of course, have the advantage that things may go smoother for you for these specific courses. In case you had already some of the courses, we advise you also to take a specialization track that is clearly different from the previous studies you have done. Does the diploma include the last university in which we have studied, or all the universities in which we studied? So the diploma will include all the universities of the whole consortium. Yeah. So not only the universities where you have been studying. So we're talking here in this case of a real joint diploma. In case there would be problems on one specific partner on this, then at least you will get a joint certificate. But as it looks now, every student, and we have also good experience in the past on this, every student will be awarded a true joint diploma by each university. Yeah. We're looking whether other questions are still coming in. Anders kijken we de videokanaal ook. Oké. Okay. We have on the live chat a few questions. What is the last date of the submitting of legalized documents if one is still in the middle of studying bachelor's degree? So we need to receive copies of the documents at least before the start of the academic year. But let's say if you're still studying for the moment, then just supply us with a proper document from your university that clearly indicates at what time you will have access to those legalized documents. Note that you will need these documents in order to properly start the academic year. Then, are we sending the legalized documents to this address? Yes, you have to send the documents. Maybe we will circulate an email to all the students about this matter, because there's a lot of questions on this matter with clear indication of the address, but you send them to the coordination office to the address that is mentioned in the contact section on our webpage. Then we have a question on, will the official transcript of records be enough to get enrolled, as my university won't be able to provide a final degree certificate before September. Yes, it will be possible to do it with that, but also these documents will need a legalization, so that's an important remark. And then in a later stage, once you started in the program, as soon as the diploma is available, we will still need a proper paper copy of it in order to make sure we, Ghent University and the consortium, can deliver the final diploma. Is there any process for refunding the tuition fees, the invoice 1, if there happens to be a problem with the legalized paperwork? The answer is partly. So it's important that, let's say, the first part of invoice will secure us on the students that will really start the program. We want to avoid that we do lots of administrative stuff and that we issue letters and invitation letters to students that in the end do not start in the program. There's lots of experiences in other programs as well with this kind of practice. In case you do not start in the end, we will be able to refund part of the fee, but not everything, because this fee is also covering a lot of the administrative costs related to the start of your enrollment. The exact figures are not clear yet. Important will be that you inform us and communicate, as I mentioned in my last slide as well. Communicate as soon as possible if you have certain problems, and we will try always to find a reasonable solution, so to make sure you can start the program in due time. How we're supposed to upload and send the remaining via email, or is it necessary to provide them by post? We need paper versions, so we need the original or the legalized paper versions of it, so you have to send them by post. So you can send them by post. We will, as soon as they arrive here, we will also send you a brief email indicating that the documents have arrived properly, so you will be kept up to date. All the documents I uploaded, my application were already legalized. I still need to send those documents. Answer is yes, because at the register office here at our university, where you're actually enrolled, it's on the basis of the actual documents that they do the enrollment. So they don't do the enrollment on the basis of digital copies, because in past years there have been many problems with students that falsified diplomas, so it's a rule that you have the paper documents available. In a later stage, for example, of the studies, you can still, if really needed, get copies back of your paper documents. So it's not something we destroy afterwards, but in case you would need them, we can still provide these. Yeah. We notice that we're checking for a few more minutes, but we don't see additional questions coming in. So we just wait to see whether more. Maybe important is also that this webinar will also be placed online on the video channel. So if you missed certain part or you want to review again, or to convince some of the people that may help you funding the program, for example, then you can still watch this presentation again. Later on, we might publish more of these kind, or organize more of these kind of small webinars, because it's a more efficient way of explaining specific issues related to the organization of the program. As no more questions come in, then we suggest to close this second webinar, IMBRSea webinar, right here. And I would like to end by wishing you a lot of good luck in the coming months to prepare all your documents and to make sure that let's say, you can be here in Europe in time, and we hope to welcome you physically then and meet you live in person next September in one of our partner universities. So thank you for attending this webinar. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them via email, and we will do our best to answer them in as short notice as possible. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Bye.